Are you ready for the rough?
Hello and welcome to my tutorial on how to make a simple quiz game using Adobe Flash CS5. Well, the first thing you'll need is Adobe Flash CS5. So go ahead and install that, and when you finish installing, go to Finder, Applications, and find your Adobe Flash CS5.5. Open it and open this one. Now we're gonna wait for it load. So the end solution of the game that we're gonna make, the outcome is going to look like this. It's gonna go like quiz game tutorial, then it has a button to start, then it takes you to the next frame, then it asks you a question saying what is 2 times 4. So when I press 12, it says it's wrong. When I press back, it comes back to this page, and then 8, correct. Then when I press the next button, it says it works, have fun. So that's what our goal is to make today. So we're just waiting for this to load. If this is your first time opening Adobe Flash CS5, it might ask you for an Adobe ID as an email. So you could put your email or just skip it. The next thing that is going to open is this screen, and it has a lot of words. Then the timeline at the bottom, then the toolbar and the settings. The third thing is that you want to press is Action Script 2.0. This is because the actions that I want to put in my buttons won't work in Action Script 3.0. So that's why I'm using Action Script 2.0. Go ahead and click it. And as you see, a blank page will come and the timeline changed, and now you can press the toolbar and change the settings. And now the first thing that everyone wants to do is change the color of the background, like the blue one I had on mine. So on the settings part, under properties over here, there is a stage. Where it says stage, it's white. Click on it, and as you can see, it says background color. So you choose a color you want for your background, and it changes. The next thing you want to do is, as you see at the bottom over here, when you click, every time it goes to somewhere else. So click on the first. These are called frames. So click on the first frame, right click it, then go to the bottom and click on actions. This is the actions to give actions to what it's going to do in the whole game. So I'm going to write stop, and as you see, the color changed to blue. Then in open brackets, then close brackets, then semicolon. I'm writing this because if you don't write this, the game is gonna go through the whole thing, repeating itself without even you pressing a button. So say, as you saw on the start page, instead of us pressing start, it will go from the beginning till the end. Beginning till the end will just replay itself. So this is important that you press stop, or your game won't become a success. So then when you press this check thingy to see if it has any errors. As you see over here, it has 0 errors, 0 warnings. So go ahead and close that and go back to timeline and add as how many frames you want. For this, I'm going to make a 5 frame, as in 5 page, like question, answer, correct, and the wrong frame. And as you can see on the first frame, it has an A at the top of it, and the others don't. That means the A is the action that I put as in stop. A is for action. So we're gonna go to the second frame, right click that, go to the bottom and write action, press on actions, and then write stop, then in brackets, then semicolon. instead of closing it and going to every, you can click on the third frame and just paste it here. Fourth, there, fifth, there. Now all of them have A on it. So you go ahead and you can close this now. Go back to the first frame. And now we're gonna add a title. So press on the T on the toolbar and click and drag wherever you want on the screen. You can move it right now. If you put it somewhere, you can't move it. You can move it later. So then we're gonna write quiz game tutorial. We're just gonna make this bigger. If we're gonna make this bigger by highlighting it, going to text at the menu, in the menu bar up here, text, size, then you can choose your size. 96. I'm gonna put it right there. And then if you want to change colors, you just highlight it again, and under character, on the settings, under properties, character, color, and just click on it, and there, click on a color and it will change. I don't know why it's going green right now. Let me change the color to yellow. Okay, and then I'm gonna make another box saying start, and I'm going to make this, make this a little bit longer, move it there, and we're gonna make this start into a button. Let me make this a little smaller by going to size 72, and you can also change the font by highlighting it and going to text in font, then choosing a font. So now that if you want to make this start into a button, go up here to the selection tool, click on the start, right click on it, go down to convert to symbol, and over here write start for the name. And this is important, for the type it has to be in button, and the registration has to be in the middle. As you can see, you can move it, so you have to bring this to in the middle or it won't work. Then click OK, and now as you see a circle came that's saying it's a button, and over here it's a button. I like a picture of a hand pressing something. Now right click on it again, go down to actions. This is the part that we want to make. When you press the start button, we want to make it go to the second page, as in second frame. So here we're gonna write on. As you see, the color changed. Then release, the color changed again. Then space. Then hold shift, and beside P there's like a squiggly bracket thing. It's called parenthesis. So we're gonna hold shift and press the parenthesis. Then when you press enter, on the third row there's going to be another squiggly parenthesis. That's okay. So then in the number 2, don't press back. It has to be in here. It has don't do this. Just leave it where it is. Write go to and stop without any space. Just write go to and stop. Then open brackets. Then the number 2. Then close brackets. Then semicolon. I'm writing number 2 as it means we are when I press the button, it's gonna go to frame 2 where out of the question is and stop over there. So it means it's going to frame 2. Now we're gonna check if this has any errors, and it says 0 errors, 0 warnings. We're gonna close this, back to timeline, and we're done with the start button. So we're gonna go to the second frame and add a text box saying the question. What is 2 times 4? Gonna move this here. And now we're gonna add 2 answers, but you could add as how many you want. You could add 4, 5, any. 8. But before we turn this into a button, we need to link them up to the correct and wrong page. So we have to go to frame 3 and put a text saying wrong. And we're gonna make it bigger by going to text, size, and writing a back button so it can go to the previous question and they can redo it. Now go back to the selection tool, click on the back, right click it, go down to convert to symbol. You can also go to convert to symbol by clicking the back button and going to modify, then convert to symbol, and write back, and just check if this is typed to button, registration in the middle, then go OK. Right click the back button again and go to actions, and over here write on space, then open brackets, release, close brackets, space, shift, parenthesis, then enter, and write go to and stop in brackets. And as you see, if they get the wrong answer, we want them to go back to the question. So the question is in frame 2, so we're gonna write 2 for frame 2, then close brackets and semicolon. Then we're gonna check if this has any errors, and it doesn't. Over here we're gonna close this, go back to timeline, and we're gonna go to frame 4 and write correct, as in the correct. Yeah. We'll go to text, I forgot to highlight it. Size 96. There. You can really say next for the next frame that is going to be in frame 5. Now we're gonna go to the selection tool, click on it, right click it, go down, go to convert to symbol, write next, and just to make sure that it's to button, middle, then OK. Right click it again, go down to actions, write on space brackets, release, then close brackets and space, shift parenthesis and enter, go to and stop brackets. This time we're gonna write 5, so when they get the answer right, they go to the next question that is in frame 5, as you can see over here. Then close, then semicolon, just to check for errors. 0 errors, 0 warning. It's recommended to press the check error, because say you have an error at the end, you just find out, so then you have to do it all over again. So just be sure that you check for errors. Then now we're gonna go to the 5th frame and add a text saying yay, it works, have fun. Let me just make this, bring it up here, your own game. There we go. Yeah, it works out from looking. Okay. Now we're gonna go back to the questions that we still didn't link these two up. So I'm gonna go to selection tool, and as you can see, everything has a box on. You have to uncheck that. So click on a place that there is no box. Click it again. Click on the number 12. Right click it. Go down to convert to symbol. Right down to the number 12, and button, then registration in the middle. Then right click it again. Go to actions, and As you see, the number 12 is the wrong answer, so we have to uh, take it to the frame that says wrong. So we're gonna write go to and stop in brackets 3, because frame 3 is the frame that says wrong. So we're gonna write 3 in brackets, then semicolon, just to make sure no errors. Timeline. Then now we're gonna go to the 8, convert to symbol, write 8, just check type to button, registration to the middle. And now we're gonna right click it again, go to actions, write on, and if you still remember, the right answer is in frame 4, because that's where I put the correct. So 4 semicolon. Then we're just gonna check for errors again, 0 errors. I'll close this, close that. And then now that you've done this, that means we're done. And if you want to check like a test movie, to test it, you go to control on the menu bar, then test movie, then in Flash Professional, and a pop-up is gonna come out, and then there's a button, so you press start, then like what is 2 times 4. So say I didn't know what 2 times 4 is, I go 12, then it says wrong, so there's a back button, so I press back. And just to tell you, you can change the color to whatever you want. I just use one color, so I can just show you what the basic, but the basic things are. The color is not that important. So then, we're gonna put say what is 2 times 4 now. We're gonna say 8. That is like correct. So then there's a button for next. Then next. Then it's like yay, it works. Have fun making your own game. So then, now that it works, you want to publish it. So first you have to save it somewhere. So say I'm gonna save it on my desktop. Save. And over there it just came on my desktop. Then go back to file again and click on publish. And as you see, 2 files came over here. And this is your game. This is like the things of all this in here, but it puts it in a HTML. So like when you open the HTML now, there's your game, quiz game tutorial. Then there. And say you want to give this to someone on a USB or any using any social things. So you have to give them both of these. If you don't give them both of these, this is what's gonna happen. So let's just put this in documents. And now when you try to open this, it won't open, because every command and all the things are in the file. In my documents are in this. So if you want to give it to your friend or give it to someone, you have to make a new folder and drag both of these in it, and then just copy the folder to the USB or anywhere you want to take it. And then, yep, that's basically it. Well, thank you for watching. Hope this helped, and have fun making your own game.